Hey folkers. I think this pub I'm at in Denver is called The Fainting Goat. Those of you who may have known me for a while will recall that I was once known as, in some circles, as Super Goat, due to my astrological triangulations. I believe the last time I checked in was the morning in Las Vegas. And I must say it's been a really amazing drive. Obviously, as you can tell, I'm a little fatigued, I'm a little tired, although I didn't even go that far today. I only went from Grand Junction, Colorado, to here, Denver, Colorado, which is only around a 4 or 5 hour drive, but there were some harsh winter conditions. Better lock this door. I'm in the washroom so you can hear me. Grand Junction is a really cool town. They had a fly fishing store right beside a musical instrument store right in downtown Grand Junction. I'm like, I gotta move to this town. Well, slept in the vehicle behind a brew pub that I never actually went to in Grand Junction, and grabbed some breakfast. Paid a little too much for some coffee, I must say, at some hippie cafe before I left town. The coffee was like $3.25 American, which is like, I don't know, almost $5 Canadian. I was like, this better be the best cup of coffee I've had in my whole life, but it was pretty mediocre. Between Grand Junction and Denver, there is some amazing scenery, and much of the scenery through Utah is also beautiful, but much of it I went through nighttime. So I'd stop at a rest area, and it's like such and such lookout area in Utah, and of course it's completely dark. And then part of the trip, though, was actually fairly scary, kind of nerve-wracking for a couple of reasons. For one, picked up this car in Palm Springs, California, so it has single A grade tires, which I think are the worst for winter. And there were some genuine winter conditions. And also, like BC, British Columbia, where I'm from, there are laws in place so that you are not legally allowed to drive in certain areas without proper winter tires with a snowflake or a mountain icon on them. And even though the signage wasn't clear this time, it wasn't exactly clear like it is in BC, so there were these information, I don't even know what to call them. There was some information, what would you call them? I don't even know. Signs saying that traction laws may be in place, and that truckers need to have chains. And by the side of the road, the truckers were putting chains on and stuff, and took a look at the tires. I saw that they were grade A, definitely not winter tires of any form. And then I went by a sign, so it said may be in place. Traction laws may be in place, may. But then I got to a place where it said that traction laws are in place, and that's where a lot of truckers were putting chains on. But at this place where like a chain of area. Excuse me. There was literally nowhere to turn around in case you wanted to go back to the town. But it even said on the signage there that it's illegal to proceed without the proper equipment. So that made me not only anxious about negotiating the winter conditions, mountainous winter conditions, even though it's April, but also worried about getting busted, getting caught by the cops for not having the right kind of tires. So actually, kind of a nerve-wracking afternoon. And I guess partially because of that, and partially because of, sleeping in a vehicle, not having proper sleep. I decided to stop in Denver. First time I ever stepped foot in Denver, actually. I think I feel the Rocky Mountain High. I mean, I think I can feel it, like the lack of oxygen in the air. This is the one, I don't know, of all the major cities in the world, it's just not the one that with the highest altitude and the least oxygen, but I went right down to the very center of it and to the Capitol buildings. I was taking some pictures when I was standing up on this ledge, taking some pictures, some selfies, obviously. And I saw a car crash right in front of me, like over this way. And there happened to be some police over here that were I'll go with harassing some homeless people who were trying to camp at the Capitol Park there. And just witnessed a crash, like kaboom, like there's nothing quite like that sound. And one of the vehicles was certainly a write-off, but the cops, honestly, they didn't seem too excited about going over and actually doing some work that's not harassing homeless people. But one of them did sort of mosey over there, but you'd think there's this kaboom, kabap, that sound or whatever, and there's vehicles in the streets. You think they'd be like, oh my gosh, we better spring into action. This is what we're here for, but they're probably like, oh man, that means we have to do paperwork. I don't know. I'm not like the super anti-cop guy, but I'm just reporting what I saw. That's all. They didn't seem too excited to go over and, like, there could have been somebody dying, literally dying in that write-off of a car, of a vehicle. But he's just like kind of walking over. There was 2 cop cars dealing with the homeless people, and only one dude sort of just walks over to go see what happened at the crash. I'm trying to think of other things because I haven't checked in since Vegas. I don't know. Can't really think of anything. Utah has some beautiful people in it compared to the rest of the middle of America, I must say. And Utah is distinct. It's a distinct and interesting place. Maybe not. Maybe you wouldn't want to live there, but definitely nice to drive through. Friendly people. Anyway, I guess I'll sign off. I look, just having a few beers down the street from the hostel. I'll go back and get hopefully a decent sleep in an actual bed, and then continue my journey tomorrow. I don't have to be in a rush anymore. Some things have happened in the background, so you don't have to be in a rush, which is actually lovely, quite nice. And onwards toward Nebraska tomorrow. So signing off, Rambler Rogue.